Hey, what's up guys? Grant Thompson here with Self-Made.
And Kris Crone.
In this video, we're going to be going over 5 different techniques that you can use to gain exposure for your business.
All right, welcome back, Self-Made friends. Grant and I are here today to talk about the 5 different ultimate ways to create awesome exposure for your business. And honestly, this first one might come as a little bit of a shocker. It's called YouTube.
That's right. And social media in general, whether it's YouTube or some other platform, just really a platform where you can gain a lot of influence. I think the reason that social media has been doing so well over the last 10 years is really because it's a way for people to connect with other people vulnerably. You know, we're not doing super awesome Hollywood effects, and you know what you see is what you get in a lot of cases. People just turning on a camera and speaking their lives. Now what I've seen happen on YouTube as I put out my projects and shared my hobbies, I've attracted a lot of like-minded individuals, a lot of free thinkers out there who want to make and tinker and are just attracted to what I do. And so, you know, as I've been consistently putting out videos, my audience has grown, and of course where the attention goes, the money flows. And so the more attention that you have, the more of an audience, the more of an influence and reach you have, you will start attracting things like sponsors and Google preferred AdSense and all kinds of revenue opportunities that you just couldn't even think of. They just start appearing out of the woodwork.
You know, one of the things that I love a lot about YouTube is that, you know, you could learn SEO, but that really gets over a lot of people's heads. And yet, if you take a look at basic keyword research when it comes to YouTube, is that you now have over 1 billion hours a day consumed on YouTube.
That's correct, yeah.
And yet, how often people are coming to YouTube? Like, for example, with my personal YouTube channel, 98% of the people are not finding me through a trending video on YouTube. They're actually finding me just through Google. And so if you do some basic keyword research, all of a sudden this massive number of people every day on YouTube have an opportunity. If they're searching for you and your video pops up, they can find you. And when it comes to getting exposure, it's really about, we talk about massive exposure. YouTube is a massive platform, so if you do your right keyword research, and then if you can make your videos good and entertaining and certainly true to who you are, you're gonna get some great exposure for your business that way. And the beautiful part about keyword research is that if you do it appropriately, then guess what? Then next month, people are probably gonna be searching for the same things they were this month. And 2 years from now, people are gonna be searching, and what that means is you can build up momentum and growth with time, and then YouTube gets to kick in. So I've seen a lot of growth with YouTube that way. So that's one of the things that I love about them. So YouTube is a fantastic way to go ahead and get your content out there and be sharing with people. But often the way that you create success on YouTube and get people coming there is not just through YouTube itself, not just through keyword research, it's also all the different media sharing platforms that are out there. Grant, I know you've had a lot of success with just helping produce articles and giving them to some of these companies, and sometimes they'll take it and they'll run with it, and before you know it, they're actually publishing an article that you helped write that's driving more traffic. Can you think of a specific example when you did that just led to some great success for you?
There are a lot of massive websites out there. Every day they're screening the internet for content. Often they're going to Reddit, because Reddit's known as the front page of the internet. Everything good that's happening is on Reddit. So if you produce a video that gets on the front page of Reddit, that's gonna give you awesome exposure, almost a guaranteed million views on your video. Or if you do have a video on your channel that randomly pops and seems to go viral, you can dig down into the analytics and you can see who is sharing that video. And one of the things that I did in my research is I found, you know, different companies like Gizmodo or San Francisco Globe were sharing these videos, and they were counting for massive views on my videos. So I started reworking my strategy where I started catering to those specific websites and trying to develop content that they would want to share, because obviously they had a pretty massive reach that I wasn't gaining just on my own through YouTube.
So this is all about going to where the people are that naturally resonate with you. I love utilizing social media in that way. So Facebook and Instagram and Twitter.
And all the platforms have different purposes. I mean, YouTube, you can kind of make longer form content, you can build an audience, you can post frequently, and kind of build up that subscriber base, almost as if you were a television show or, you know, a network channel that people are going to tune in every day and watch. But if you want to, you know, leverage Instagram, for example, you can almost think of that more as a lookbook. You know, post your really nice pictures, attract a certain type of people who are, you know, after the glory shots, and you can post a lot of short videos there as well. But I look at that more as like a lookbook portfolio. Whereas Twitter, on the other hand, you're going to be posting a lot more personal content, like things that you're thinking, what's happening in your daily lives, getting vulnerable a little bit. You're not necessarily sharing your content, you're sharing more about yourself personally. And then Facebook, people like to just have little nibbles. You know, you're making shorter videos, like one to 2 minutes at most, because people just want to sample and move on. So every different platform has different reaches, have different purposes, different ways that you want to approach it, but all integrated in this idea of building your audience, getting them connected with you and your product, and just growing healthily overall.
And I'm going to share with you right now one of my favorite Facebook strategies, because Facebook has helped make me millions of dollars. And I think we all know with the social media platforms that no one really likes to come out and say, here's my product, buy my stuff. It's a very different approach, but it changes if you can get in front of the right audience. One of the things that I've been doing for a very long time on Facebook is, first of all, if you don't have 5,000 friends, most people when they're just using Facebook have 300 people or 500 people, or maybe they don't even have a fan page. But if you can build your page or your personal page all geared towards the people that are interested in what you do. For example, I'm really big in the space of personal development. So I go to a lot of the different personal development groups, a lot of the local groups or the groups in my areas or the groups where I have my seminars, and I'll join there and I'll start doing some posts, and all of a sudden the people that comment and like my posts, then I go and have my team do a follow-up and just basically say, hey, come be Kris's friend, or come join our page, or come learn about what we're doing. Well, all the people that are coming and joining are people that resonate with what we already share and have an interest. So naturally, if my business starts talking more personal development, they're far more eager to participate. And that right there is a nugget that some of my friends use literally to produce 6 figures in their own life and in their own businesses. So like Grant said, use social media the right way, but making sure that you're not just going out there and just spamming everyone with, hey, this is who I am and this is what my business is. You can collect people that share common interests or like-minded business interests, and then those people appreciate your shares that ultimately can lead into, hey, come download my book, or come, join my email list, or come get my tips, or come watch my video on YouTube, or whatever that ends up looking like.
And I think the fourth thing that we want to talk about here is increasing your business awareness through referrals, or getting somebody of notable position to validate you. Can you take your product or your business and put it into some kind of a packaging where you can give it to somebody who is actually in the public eye and validate you for it? Are there other social media influencers on the YouTube platform that you're friends with that you could send your product to, and maybe they'd give you a shout out or wear your product in their video? Are there news agencies or shows like, maybe Jimmy Fallon invites you on his show? Is that a time where you could plug your product as well, because you've got something just that the whole world needs to know?
And never take for granted the fact that just even your personal network and the people that one of the things that my business has done that has allowed us to spread millions of dollars through a lot of people's hands and bless a lot of people and help our business grow is just through the power of referrals. When you're out there doing business, I think hands down some leads and some prospects are more valuable than others. And in almost all situations, nothing is more powerful than a warm referral. Someone that used your product. And so one of the things for you to ask yourself is, are you inviting your customers and people that like your product to share it?
Yeah.
Are they incentivized to share it?
I've personally had a lot of YouTube influencers reach out to me. They've sent me copies of their books, they've sent me copies of their product line, and I naturally will just get on Instagram and do a story about them, or we'll even make a video and feature their product and maybe even give them a shout out. Not because they're paying us, and not necessarily because we owe them a favor, it's just because they sent it to us, we thought it was cool, and we used it, and they got promotion that way. So you could think about doing something very similar through collaborations, or just sending your product to different people, and you never know who's going to use it and who's going to promote you and give some validation on the back end.
So I want to share a final piece of advice for you, because we've actually shared 5 different major ways that you can go out there and create greater exposure for your business. And some of them they're really massive and they're really big ideas. But this is the idea that I think is really important for you to understand. Recently, I was at a Tony Robbins event, and when I was there, he had brought the owner of Skype on stage that had built it and then succeeded with it and then sold it on to the next company. And he had actually had multiple runs of success. And the question got asked, which was, what was the marketing strategy that ended up working the best for you in growing Skype? And what was so interesting that he said was, there wasn't one. Instead, it was just opening up as many media doors and outlets as possible to letting people experience Skype in all the different ways. In my personal life, one of the things that I found to be really true is that there's not often one majority marketing strategy that works the best. It's really just opening up as many doors as possible. So as you're looking to grow and create massive exposure for your business, whether it's a YouTube business or whether it's an offline business, be thinking, how many outlets, how many doors can I open? Because the chances are, even if a few trickle through one door and masses through another door, the more doors you open, eventually you're gonna have enough doors open that you're gonna experience the level of success that you're hoping for with your business.
So there you have it, guys. There's 5 different ways that you can start using today to start gaining exposure for your business.
And here's bottom line. Listen, if you've got a business and it's time to make it happen, it's time to grow it, take one of the strategies, just one of them that you thought was your big aha for this video, and we want you to comment on it below, leave a remark, share that. Feel free to ask additional questions for us and our team to be able to respond to, and take that one thing that you got the most out of this video and find a way to implement it today, like as in pull out your phone and schedule it. Because here's where you know where commitment comes into play. It's either scheduled or it comes out of your pocketbook. And if it comes out of one of those two things, you know that you're committed. So find a way to do that right now, get it scheduled, and implement it.
And remember that YouTube is our business. That's what we do. So if you're trying to look for ways to create a career making YouTube videos at home yourself, remember to click the link in the description. We've got a full course tutorial that will guide you step by step on the best ways you can make it happen for yourself.
Boom.